Hi everyone, you have found what to play next to bring your home. That's awesome in gaming. This is Alice Madness Returns. It is a gem, a diamond in the rough in gaming. Alice is an interesting character. We used her to explore the fact that the English have no problem throwing you in the madhouse for being too focused on your internal world. Real thing. It's just part of their culture. It always has been. It protects their larger family's names. It's just very accepted that you, the church, for instance, backs that 100%. This is our glorious protag. I did move my camera so that you could see what's happening in the stage right here. Hold on. Bottom stage right. I love that they did that. Bottom stage right is a real thing. And this is the stage. So when they introduced our capacity to videotape our games, they created the inversion necessary to have an audience interaction. So we are doing that. I love that about YouTube. I love that about Twitch. Grand Theft Auto, for instance, did something extraordinarily interesting. They chose to create a fantasy world with GTA, which supported drama, comedy, that sort of thing, and just continue with that. So that goes on every day on Twitch. It's really interesting. They have different gangs or different police groups, and they all work together to create this ecosystem, which is just amazing. Oh, interesting. Alright, so we have this giant slide. So we're gonna have a little bit of a mini-game experience here. Like I said, it's a very protected genre. We tend not to see a lot of Alice spin-offs, and that sort of thing. A little bit like Lord of the Rings, where it's proprietary. You have to create a good product if you want to have Alice. So, she's got an interesting story. Don't know if I'm supposed to hit these. Am I supposed to just hit everything? I'll just hit everything. Rivers of blood? Before as she weeps. Left trigger. We have a hideous beastie. Circle the hideous beastie. Left trigger. I mean, I assume. Okay, so
the
Cheshire
blade is swift and keen and always ready for service.
I've not come back here looking for a fight.
Really? That's a pity. One's certainly looking for you.
It was mentioned that American McGee's Alice was snicker snacking that leaves them dead. The brutality in it was interesting to people because that's present in American madness when we mean it the way that the English do. We still mess, obviously, it's American. But, yeah, that was present, you know? So if you have this little girl and she's running around, there's going to be a carry aspect to it, so... No, deal. Cover memory. So these are popping up down here.
Implies a permanent choice, but flight often just means putting off the fight to another day. Choose your battles wisely, Alice.
Obviously we have that we count socially whenever we do get into a disagreement. So it's very important to Americans to do that. An American, on the other hand, will be infinitely... We're about as likely as the football, that's soccer, so any of the ballers in your country to fight you. It's just men, women, doesn't matter. No idea why. If an American bounces up and down a certain amount of times and gets away with it, we will absolutely fight you. Apparently we're just not afraid of time. I have no idea why that is. But despite the fact that we did pull out of the war in Afghanistan very recently, we are one of the world's largest dealers in arms. We are one of the most warlike nations. Just settled after World War II, so it's part of our culture. We're learning how to do it, so. Fiddly series of twists. My goodness. Everything is a monster, friend. Everything is a monster. Right button to dodge at any time, even while jumping. Oh my goodness! Look at you, Alice. You're fierce. I don't love the combat interface so far. She is a little bit too sprightly. The conversational aspects will help that, but it's gonna be there. she jettisons forward, and it just doesn't work with the polygonals because you see through their polygonals completely, which is good for animations and exploration. But in a fight, she's going to disappear off the screen when she moves too fast, and we didn't think to put the trails in. So that is what it is.
A flower's purpose is simple and immutable. Human purpose is fickle, because it is a slave to memory. Memories must be strictly managed, Alice. Unproductive ones must be eliminated.
The idea of productiveness in English culture has almost something to do with communism, and I don't accept that. We think productiveness, we think of all the other cultures that we compete with because we're a capitalist society. England is a dictatorship still, so it does have a rank and file that continues down to the smallest baby. That sort of imperative, they actually mean that. Like, they really want you to get rid of unproductive thoughts, if that's what they're saying. Press and hold spacebar to initiate Alice's float. Jumping, press A. That did not go as promised. Let's try again. Oh, okay. I can spin. That's not floating, friend. That's spinning. These are two different functions. Naruto told us so. Is it Naruto? Shoot. I'm brain blanking here. Nope, that's not somewhere we can land. The functions in this game are incredible as they compensate for, design choices. Like the fact that you can see through her, so she will dissolve into 1,000 butterflies. Nice catch. A little disappointed that it didn't translate into a better combat mechanic. I bet I could slash my way through it. It looks fleshy. Let's see. Other options include jumping to that. Doesn't appear to be logistically possible. Jumping on top of that, also no. They did lead me to believe that this was surmountable, so I'm going to continue with that angle. Just try and hit it. No. Come up short. Solve with me, friend. If it gets bad, I'll cut it, but... Oh, okay, so that is not a ledge. Appears to be a ledge, but it's not. So... Jump off a wall doesn't appear to be an option. I'm coming up just short. It kind of leads me to believe that my timing's off. A lot of times they want you... There's this thing called retro arcade. There was a point during the history of gaming. She does not have any extra left. Here we go. I have to think my way through how the game mechanic works. That's retro arcade. That's there for a reason. We were trying to work out a lot of war problems after World War II in the arcade. Not just pinball wizards, and a lot of it was play. Not everybody did it, but it was definitely there. The creator of one of the most popular Atari games absolutely, Something Other Commander, absolutely was honest about the fact that he had nightmares about the possibility of an endless war where you'd just be continuously attacked. So you could level and level and level during his arcade game, which was adapted for Atari, or it was adapted for the arcade, I forget which way that one went. But you could never beat it. There would just always be another level. And then that, I think, kind of peaked in the Terminator games. There were Terminator arcade games. So it kind of peaked there. And so I get 3 total if I wait. Oh my gosh, I just noticed the detailing on her bow there. It's an interesting... It looks French. It's very French. European Americans will tend to laugh about portions of our core culture that other people don't understand. So you can say something stupid like that and it's not offensive to other Americans. It might be offensive to a Frenchman because we're not acknowledging the nuances of their culture. Just, a couple of phrases we know. It's like the song Voulez-Vous. They make money off of it, so we just deal with it. And so we get another cutscene. So let's get this in here.
It's you again, Alice. You may approach.
Should I get a pig?
Why would I do that? You want to eat me? Yes, well, you taught me manners, and I've lost my taste for mad women. Strictly a porcine diet for me. Everything's better with bacon, don't you agree? Of course you do. Now, there are pig snouts scattered about. I heard a few behind the house. Go fetch them for me. But take care for the pests that block your way. Pepper them up if they do. They need spice, and you're just the girl to season them for me. You'll find that grinder serviceable.
Why not season your own pig parts?
Matter of priorities. My alabaster skin needs protection from the disgusting creatures running amok amidst the environs. But one gets peckish. Look, all you have to do is listen for the oink, then shoot the snout. You may like the results. I certainly will.
Well, I guess we have to go collect pig snouts. So that's basically the premise of the game. It satisfies hunter-gatherer, it satisfies aesthetics, and it has a decent fighting mechanic. I don't think that anybody who's into, for instance, FPS would enjoy this unless they like Alice. That's why it's such a great game, because so many people are into either the fairy tale concept in general, or, you know, Alice in particular, where this brings an incredible angle to it. So, Alice Madness returns, link in the description below if you do want to play along. Also down there is Gamer Grind, Gamer Coffee shipped to your door. So that's a lot of fun. They're great co-op. They let you put your logo on merch. So if you want to, you can buy into what to play next, or you can put your own logo on merch if you do attend conventions and everything. And tell them we sent you. And then also down there is Coffee KOFI by this chick at Coffee, $1. Make us smile. Liking, subscribing, commenting. That is always free. We love you guys. We love that you're always along for the ride. We'll see you in the next video.